Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2v2 Call of Duty Gunfight Tournament presented by the U.S. Army. Your casting entertainment for the night will be myself, Seymour, and joining me is the one and only Visions. Visions, are you pumped for some gunfight tonight?
Man, I can't wait to jump in towards some 2v2 Gunfight. You know, I've gotten a chance to cast over this game mode a couple of times, as well as play it quite a bit as well. So I am very pumped to be able to get in towards this. Now, before we do jump in towards the action, of course, this was only possible with some of the sponsors that we had here on the night. And, of course, at number one, U.S. Army Esports. If you're looking to make an impact, there's no better place to do that than the U.S. Army. Whether your goal was to be at the forefront of fighting and curing deadly diseases, developing and using tools and technologies the world doesn't even know exist, or defending your country, fighting disasters, and seeking adventure across the globe. The Army is where all of that can happen and so much more. The U.S. Army is a team of a million unique and powerful individuals working together to take on the most complex problems in the nation and the world and to win. Nowhere else on the earth provides you the training, experience, and purpose you can find with the Army, because no other team has so many people around the globe with the goal of making the world safer, the country stronger, and the future of their communities better. If you're looking to secure a future, ask yourself, what's your warrior? And go to goarmy.com Philadelphia to find out. To learn more, contact your local Army recruiter and find us on social media at Army Team Mid-Atlantic. So if you guys have any desire on joining, make sure you guys do go to Army Team Mid-Atlantic. Find that local recruiter. But ladies and gentlemen, back in towards the mix. Seymour, we got some very exciting matchups coming up here for us. I believe the first one, a best of 5 into the winners final to see who that first team will be advancing and getting themselves in towards that grand final.
Oh yeah, you know, it's just a start for this broadcast. We're hopping right into the winners finals, like you said. It's a best of 5. No other way to start it. I know it's going to be a little bit shorter of matches as we go on, because after this winners finals, we drop into the losers to watch the semifinals, and that's just a best of 1. We'll hop over to the final one, as you can see in the bracket, which will be a best of 3. Then we move on with that winners, or with the losers final winner moving into the grand finals, and it's going to be a best of 5 with the winners having the advantage as well. But just as a little bit of a recap for this tournament, if anybody is new to watching Gunfight, you know, some people might be that casual viewer who's watching it. Gunfight is a mode in Modern Warfare, the latest Call of Duty release, where the mode features 2 teams of 2 players who face off in multiple rounds, and the first to win 6 in a row, or not 6 in a row, but 6 rounds in total, will win the whole match. Every 2 rounds, it's a new set of random guns, and both teams will actually spawn in with the same exact loadout on either side, so it's an even advantage. It all comes down to the gun skill. So Visions, I have one thing to ask you. What are you looking forward to in these gunfight matches?
I think I'm looking forward to see, you know, what the teamwork's going to be like between some of these duos. A lot of the people that are playing in these tournaments typically have a lot of built-up synergy, and I mean, if you've made it this far and towards the bracket, it's pretty hard to just kind of jump in towards these gunfights, never playing them before, and being able to make a run like this. So I think it's really going to be interesting to see the strategies that are going to be pulled out between both of these squads, because for, like you just touched on, you know, a lot of those rules, if you do get damaged or tagged up, you know, there is no regen on that health. You simply are left with that health that you have left, and how much was taken off is obviously going to affect that next gunfight that you do encounter. So that teamwork sometimes has to come in towards play for you. Now, there is rounds where you do get that stim shot, and obviously if you don't know what the stim shot does, that does bring you right back up to full, something that was kind of introduced within Black Ops 4 last year and now carried over towards this game, just not as popular, but you do see it from time to time in those rounds, so watch for that. I believe we'll also be tracking the health up top as well to see where everyone will be at during those rounds, which is going to be so crucial. But that's what I'm going to be looking at the most, and how practiced they are on some of these rounds as well, Seymour, or on these maps rather, I should say, because there's you know, a good amount of maps in towards the rotation. Some people have stronger maps than others. This one is a best of 5, so there's going to be a good amount of maps that we will see. At the very least 3 will come through for us, so those are kind of the key things I think that I'm definitely going to be watching out for.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you know, some maps you really have to watch out for those opening spawns, because there could be the slightest bit of movement where you might get caught off spawn with a kill. You know, those snipers can be some deadly one-shots right off the bat, but like you said, the teamwork is going to be insane to see how they pick up these random sets and make them work. Both teams, they're gonna have to. It's almost do or die at this point. Not so much in this winners finals, but in the next couple ones, it's gonna be exciting to see how they take it. You know, we go into a best of 1 after this, and that is literally, you're gonna have to see both teams just on the line, do or die. It's make or break really at some of these points, and towards the later end of this tournament, as a matter of fact, it's going to be interesting and to see how these teams have developed and formed and how they'll work together. My personal favorite, which I'm looking forward to, is seeing these teams actually pull out those snipers in the rounds and see how they'll get up those picks. Because who doesn't like to see those sniper picks come out, Visions? It's going to be an insane night, and so I expect to see some pretty epic plays.
Absolutely. I mean, the boomstick, I mean, whenever you see it come out, I mean, those rounds are definitely going to be hype. I mean, every single time you see it, you know, you're just waiting for that center crossing to come through and to try and find that shot, because it's usually going to be a one-shot kill based off the sniper that you do have. So it does make, you know, for some very exciting rounds, sometimes some very quick rounds too. And I mean, you talk about the sniper rounds. We also talk about, you know, some rounds where you only get a pistol, right? Sometimes you're only going to have a pistol in hand to be able to try and beam your opponent. And you see a lot of those very early engagements kind of come in because these maps are extremely small. If you're not familiar with them, I mean, you could really sprint across them, most of them, you know, 10 seconds or so. There's some bigger ones that we will encounter and might likely see in towards the rotations that we do have for us. But you know, those early engagements of firing off the pistol, trying to take up your opponent, that goes a long way. The team shooting off the bat too. I mean, some strategies you will see is you know, some maps you're going to be able to have those really early encounters, so bringing your teammate over right away, not going for the early peak and then double challenging together. Those are some things that you see, at least I have seen within some of the tournaments that I have casted for this game mode. And it is a lot of, you know, different things that you can pull out. As much as they are small, there's a bunch of different strategies that can come into play. And while also your tacticals and lethals, you usually don't have access to them very early on and towards the round, but you are able to get those, I believe, about 5 or 10 seconds in around that mark. You then have access to those. So watching off the start of the round to see what they have so that they can use those to their advantage on finding those kills as well is something that, well, we will watch for when jumping in towards the match.
Yeah, like you said, you know, the utility comes in board and it doesn't come off right off the bat. I see that come into more of an effect later in the games. I mean, a lot of teams will actually, they'll forget about those lethals right off the bat. You know, you don't necessarily need the tacticals right off the bat. You get the positioning, you set it up, and then once you get the sight lines off, you know, maybe you want to stun them out, throw out a check to see where they are. You know, you might not even use it for your like pushing advantage. You might just want to know where they are. Just stun check, find out where they're sitting on the map. But the first one that we're going to be hopping into for this best of 5 in the winners final is going to be Speedball. And we're going to hop on with XR Kun on the side of XR MRM. So let's see them push up this left side. You see a stun check. That's actually a C4, not a stun. And actually, it's going to be Soultify who opens up with the first pick, and that's a C4 to the face. You don't want to see that pancake drop really just yet. Advantage to Passion. Passion is the other side. They take the first round.
They do grab this first round off the back end of some great usage of again, using that utility that we already just highlighted, and seeing those C4s come into play is something that's pretty lethal, especially if you've been in the Warzone era as well. That's something that tends to come out. And now shots go through once again. Pistol in the hand. Sloppy shots coming through. The Soultify as he has to now back up. There's the C4 that we see come in, but we've already got Mark who's found a kill, and now it's all to 1, but he is left all alone. So we're going to see Passion not going to be able to combine for back-to-back rounds. We'll get a tie-up, and now we're going towards this swing round heading into round 3.
Yeah, you love to see them utilize the pistols for that long range more than the shotguns, because the shotguns in this game aren't that good to use. But right into this third round, you do see the marksman rifle. Deagle has the loadout with a smoke grenade and a thermatic stun as the secondary. But Mark, he's going to pull up the first one onto Stultify. Second one comes up to Khan. He's going to go down early and Valid. 1v1 versus Mark. Who's going to pull up on this one? He sees him on the left side. Mark going to back off, hold that mid angle with that marksman rifle. One shot kill. They take round 3, 2-1 for XR.
Yeah, clean shot. Discipline, just waits patiently. The push comes in, and Mark's going to be able to just make that look as clean and easy as possible. So swing round will go in their favor. Looking to bounce back, of course, still staying with this weapon already an early tag, and Veiled has to be a little bit scared at this point in time. He's lost his teammate. He's already down to just about 39 health, and well, there you have it. That's going to be another fast round that comes right in towards the play. And well, these marksman rifles seem to definitely fit Mark as he lights up both of the kills in that round.
I mean, you really have to watch out for those marksman rifles because they might be a 2-shot body shot, but that's a 1-shot headshot. So if you're holding that head glitch, you better pray that the other team can't hit their shots. But going into this 5th round, we do have the FAMAS Deagle. Nobody's brought out the Deagle just yet, so we haven't caught it one dig, but the Semtex connects as it's a 1-for-1 trade. FAMAS versus FAMAS, low health on Invalid, but he pulls out with the W and gets the 3-2 scoreline, pulling him just 1 round closer.
That's a really important round that comes through. And Veiled with the big play to lay down and wait patiently, jumps out and just absolutely snaps and beams down his opponent. Also now going to get an early tag up. XR Kun looking to see if he can try and finish this off. The Semtex grenade that gets thrown out won't find its mark, but a response that does follow it up, does tag up one player. Mark with the first blood again and a follow-up. XR not going to allow Passion to combine for multiple rounds in a row. They only drop one and they always bounce back. And look at the movement. This just shows you how familiar they are with the maps and just how much practice they really might have.
You know, that was just a fast pick from Mark, just getting up onto that crate. And you have to be careful with those line of sights over if you're holding those long angles, because you can literally be seen from right across the map if you're not careful. Pistol fight, though, in the mid-map is going to be XR Kun with that pick onto Saltify, traded off by Invalid. So 1v1, but he's tagged up. He's slow. He has to be careful. Only 50 health, and he gets one shot across the middle. It's going to be 5-2 and map point for XR.
Just seems to be the positioning so far that I'm seeing for XR here. They're putting themselves in some great spots, and it's just you know, a good understanding of the map and the layout and how to put themselves in a lot of these advantages. As the pistol round comes in again, and Veiled, he's going to eat a lot of bullets to the face. Saltify feels the need to push, and he does so successfully with the kill onto XR Kun. But Mark has slipped past. Looks like he finds a crazy snap. Wow. Good night, Veiled. Might just have sent one player in towards the next round. This would be a 1v2. He gets information with the stun. Shots do land. Saltify needs to combine for a 2 in the round as he does tag up one. Both players very low. And Saltify looking to play this one just a little bit slow, but 5 seconds on the clock. This flag is about to spawn in the middle. Shots are good as they're doing a ring or just around the map totally. As we see that health at the top, 11-2 for Mark as he's looking to put the final nail in the coffin. Saltify needs to play this slow. You have to wear the flag. We could just get a reset in towards the round. And no one's going to jump on the flag, but Passion's going to win just due to the health advantage. So they will keep themselves alive in this one, Seymour.
And if anybody is not familiar about the overtime strategy, is that the team with the most health in that overtime flag as it goes down will win the round. So that's all that Invalid or Saltify had to do for that one. But right off the bat, you see Mark pull up on Invalid, take that kill, make it a 2v1. C4 comes out, tags him up, and they finish up map 1 with a 6-3 scoreline, looking dominant as ever.
Man, I just gotta say, just looking at this squad, at least for this very first match, it just seems like XR are really good at just choking out their opponents, and they're really good at starting it off with that aggression, getting themselves into those power positions. Again, I think that these guys, I'm not a betting man per se, Seymour, but I'd put a big bet on the fact that both these players put a lot of time in towards this game mode just based off of where they're putting themselves into every single time they got themselves a kill. They use their utility perfectly to be able to scout out the rest of the map and just gather so much information that paid off and just really choking out the last player every single time, not giving him a chance to pull off those 1v2 clutch. So that was a very convincing first map that we just saw come from them.
Oh, I mean, like, you got to give props to Mark as well. He was 12-2 in that scoreline. You know, he was just playing his life perfectly. He was, I wouldn't say baiting out his teammate, but working really well to make sure that he had his teammates back so that if his teammate did go down, he could pick up that trade kill. Maybe he trusted his teammate to get that 1-for-1, put him in that 1v1 situation so he can clutch up. You said they were using utilities very well, which I do like to check. I mean, the stun check, I think it was 2 rounds before the end. You did see them in a 1v1. He got the stun check. He didn't come out. That was a round that it did go into overtime, and it came down to the health one. But they were using their utility very well to check corners, not so much push the sites. So that's what I like to see coming out from these two teams. I really enjoyed seeing how they took that. And like you said, it was a dominant first map. I'm excited to see the second map. And after that first map, I want to see a little bit more come out from Passion.
I mean, we definitely want to see them, you know, keep things competitive by all means, but it definitely feels like, you know, there's a type of aggression that's kind of being put in display at the moment here from Mark, and well, with him coming off the performance that he did, it's gonna be very difficult to try and shut that down. Now they are switching hosts, so they will have a chance to at least maybe take a little breather, talk things over before we do jump in towards that second map. And it looks like, well, from what we're hearing, that it might be Stack that's coming up next for us in the rotation. So there is a chance to at least play things a little bit slower and try and get yourself maybe the post up to catch these aggressive players, because I mean you could just see that entire map was simply them just running at them, and it was hitting their shots. I mean, there were some clean shots that were coming through, and I felt like there was just an overwhelming confidence, just displaying on towards the map. You saw that in a lot of those gunfights, and I think Passion's going to have to really adjust their style and what they want to go into with a plan heading in towards the second map, because if they come in with that kind of same kind of waiting passion, or waiting out in the beginning of the spawn where they're getting tagged up, they're losing health, they get pushed out every single time. You saw the great use of the utility of just pushing them and getting all that map advantage and just choking them out, and that just shows how dominant of a team this really is.
I mean, looking at Stack even as a second map, you saw a couple spawn kills come off in Speedball that I can come off of. Not too much. They were doing a very good job at not allowing the spawn kills to come out. They're doing very well at just running to the site to block LOS right at the start of the map. But this is a different kind of map because you got to watch that mid cross. And as soon as you're off spawn, you have to go left to right. I mean, you can drop down and forward, but if you peek out even the slightest bit, that early damage can go a mile in Gunfight. I mean, you have no regen. You have to really watch out, especially in a map like Stack, where you can take the advantage to the staircase and to the mid, like to top mid, but you have to watch out for those flankers as well, because it can be a sneaky map if you're not careful.
Yeah, you definitely need to watch for a lot of those things. 100%, I do agree, and I actually really do like this map. I think it does allow you to, like you mentioned, go for those spawn shots if you want to off the bat, or completely neglect it, hold your position. And I also felt like in the last set of actually guns that came into play for us, there was a lot of pistol rounds that came in. Now that's something that you can kind of look at and say, well, maybe Passion just simply did not get the RNG on the gun sets that they were looking for. If there was maybe more assault rifles that were thrown in towards the mix, some of those SMGs, like you see that MP7 class that comes in here for us. I believe even an MP5 class that has come in towards the mix here. So there's definitely a lot of those gun stats that maybe were favoring them a little bit more. They were not as practiced on towards the pistols. And I mean, you look at least the pistol rounds that were going the way every single time, and it just seemed like there was nothing that they could really do in a lot of those rounds, winning a good majority of them. And I think they did a good job of building up the momentum. As soon as they found any kind of a weakness in towards any of those rounds, they were able to combine that in towards the next round and switching it up. The positioning every single time was absolutely fantastic. Now, I do believe, ladies and gentlemen, we are just again getting that host change up that's coming through here for you at the moment. So we are getting in towards this lobby here very, very soon, as we're just waiting for our observer just to get an invite in. So it is of course 1-0 up at the moment. XR, if you did not see that very first map, 6-3 was the score line. Seeing if they can combine for 2. This is the winners final at the moment. So whoever ends up losing this still, of course, has the chance to work their way back up towards that grand final. But let's be honest, Seymour, you want to get yourself towards that grand final, have that extra map advantage coming in towards it, and well, at the end of the day, there's a good amount of money on towards the line here, so that just puts you in a better situation to be able to cash out.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you want that $500 at the end of it. You want to take home the big bucks. You don't want to drop it in the semifinals of the loser bracket. You lose here, you're in deep water. You're coming off of a loss. It might be a little bit hard on the head. And especially, coming out of the winners finals, you were right on the edge. You were right there about to get into the grand finals. This is crucial to win for both teams, because it's sink or swim. Once you lose this one, you go into the losers bracket, you might not come out. But looking at this next map, you were talking about we're switching hosts, and that's a dangerous phrase to say, especially in Call of Duty, because when you switch hosts, that could be the means of a loss, the means of a win. The host comes out on top a lot of the times, and especially in an RNG game mode like Gunfight, you have to really watch out for any timing that can come off of the host. That might be the problem for teams that are losing. It might be the problems for the advantage for teams that are winning. So this is really, in my opinion, I'm going to be really watching out for how Passion plays this, because if we see Passion pop off here, I'm going to be watching for the loadouts, and I'm going to be watching for how they take the gunfights, because it could be host advantage that we might be seeing here.
Yeah, it's very, very possible. And well, ladies and gentlemen, also, we have some great merch here for ourselves, as you'll see this on screen. And well, at Nerd Street Gamers, look at all of this. We were talking a little bit beforehand when we were going through the scenes, and this hoodie on the left, I think, definitely caught your eye, and well, mine as well. I love that nice white fresh look that looks super clean, and I think that was definitely some of the favorites from us here. But absolutely. And also, I mean, we do, of course, do have a read for this, as we just found our new favorite hoodie. Nerd Street Gamers and Local Host Apparel is now available for sale online. T-shirts, sweatshirts, you can see it all on your screen. Long sleeves, we got you guys all covered. It's all available for purchase with new designs, new styles dropping soon. Grab some merch today at nerdstreetgamers.com, the nerdstreetgamers.com. Again, make sure you guys go over there and make sure you select something out if you like anything that's up on the screen right now, because there's some good looking stuff right there, Seymour.
I mean, you look right next to that white hoodie there. I'm a hoodie guy, so that one right next to the box logo black hoodie really caught my eye. I mean, it's summertime, so you might want to grab yourself some new T-shirts. You might want to rep some Nerd Street Gamers. Get out there, get the word out. They have some really nice merch, so I gotta give it to them. You guys should go pick some up over at the store. But talking about the merch, talking about this tournament, I'm so ready. I'm just waiting for these teams. We're all waiting for these teams to switch these hosts and get us into there, because Stack is going to be coming up, and I personally, it's one of my favorites to play. When the game first came out, I played in a gunfight tournament with the coach of my college team, and we made it pretty far. We didn't get to the winners finals, but we made it far enough. And I know Stack was one of my favorites. I was praying to get Stack, and I was praying to move over there, because this map, it's a community favorite. It's well played. It's been there since the start, and it can really go both ways. I expect this to go the distance. I do expect a round 11. Make it go all the way.
I mean, that would be exciting if we get some round 11s in towards the mixers. This is just about, nothing more exciting than coming all the way towards an end where you do automatically get a weapon switch up, of course, in those round 11s as well. So even when you go in towards that round 10, if it's the first weapon that comes through, you get that switch up automatically, and you have no idea what you're coming in with a loadout. So it could really throw you for, a complete whirl on whether or not you're going to be able to, clutch up in that moment. It's like, oh no, it's like we got the sniper. This isn't our best gunner. We got the pistol. There's a lot of things that can kind of come in with the RNG and throw you in towards the mix there. So absolutely would be very exciting to be able to get that for us, as I believe our lobby is full at the moment, so we should be starting again very shortly. And well, thank you guys all for joining us here as we just take a quick moment. We've been talking about the maps and of course the players and this winner's final. It's been a great start towards it with seeing map number 1 that came through there for XR that looked very, very dominant. But we got plenty of gameplay that's going to be shown here on the night. It's not just the winner's final. It will be, 2 more matches that we drop down into within best of ones within the losers bracket, and then we get towards that losers final, of course, to see who's going to end up matching up against this squad that is currently playing and on your screen. So there is a good amount of gameplay that's still left and up and available for you. As you do take a look at the lobby, everybody is here. We're starting it up, Seymour. The wait is going to be no longer there, and now we're going to see how this second map unfolds for us.
One thing I was thinking about is that one play that Mark had over on the crates where he jumped up, used that movement to the side to his fullest. You really got to watch out for those sandbags on the side, because he can use that movement. He can get up mid. He can catch you off guard. And the fact that he's shown his cards, he might be trying to do it again. But with 6 seconds left on the clock, we're going to be hopping into Stack and map 2 of the winners finals. We got XR on the blue side, Passion on the red side. We're starting off with Saltify and Mark. Pistols and shotguns once again in these starting rounds. They got a Molotov. They got a flashbang that gets stunned out. Mark going down early to the shotgun of Saltify. He's low himself. He only has 21 health. But you look on the other side, is Kun. He's holding up top. He's got a pistol and a shotgun as well, just like the other side, because it's mirrored. 75 health. He's holding that distance, but the pistols on the other side is just too much to handle. Passion goes up 1-0.
That's really needed here for Passion. You've come off of a bit of a tough map, number 1 on Speedball, but things already looking a little bit more comfortable with that first round. Seeing if they can combine for 2 with the pistols and the shotgun in the back pocket. The long-range shots, nothing coming in. Stun will be thrown out, but Mark gone down once again. Remember, this was the big highlight player from that very map number 1. It's up to XR Khan. He feels the need to push things out. He gets up close and personal. Shotgun to the face. Can he do it 2 more times? Does land the hit marker, but he is so low, 2 HP, but he clutches it up in the 1v2. Insane work from him.
Put this man in the gulag and give him an extra life. He just clutched up for XR to make it 1-1. He just dropped Mark in his backpack, but look what's coming up next. We got the dualies in hand for both teams. It's tied 1-1, and that was a crazy round for Kun. Mark this time, he has to look out He can't go down early. He went 12-2 last time. Already has 2 deaths to his name. But Kun on the flank. He's going to put some damage into Saltify. But Saltify gets out with his life and punches down Mark. Kun once again looking for the clutch. And he finds it! How are you going to let him do that?
Yeah, you gotta trade those, man. I'm sorry, but you gotta trade those. That is tough. He has no idea where he is. And the slide, the movement, it's great. Comes in with a nice little flank. Makes it work out. And now 2-1. Gonna be the scoreline. XR not going to let that lead fall completely out of their hands as they're back in control. And seeing the second round with the pistol shots go through, and Veiled will be able to light up Mark, who's still struggling in this map number 2. So once again, XR Cut has to go big. He finds the first one. There's no way he does it again. Okay, there it is, Bash. And that's the good efficient trade that we like to see. And we're right back to a tie game at 2-2.
Third time is the charm for Passion. One of these days they'll get it, and they did. But looking at this next round, put the dualies away. It is time. I don't even know what gun this is, but they have a Pila as a secondary. So they're going to be holding on back. Mark finally finds a kill to his name. Will he go down again? No, he's holding the corner. He's holding the lean, but it's not enough. Saltify finds that headshot and takes him out. It's going to be a 1v1, but only 15 health to the 54. And it's shots not connecting through the wall. And he finally finds up and cleans up. XR goes up with the advantage.
3-2. XR still not giving up his lead except for that very first round. Just like we saw in the last map. Except last map they were starting to run away with things. This could be their chance to do that now as we're just getting close to a halfway mark in this search and destroy. 2v2 gunfight. Saltify on the side. Throws out his stun. Does connect. But is he going to see? He will not be able to react fast enough. XR Gun will be tagged up at 28 health for him. But looking for the spray down. That will be Veiled. Spawns with Mark. Still struggling. 1-6 for him. And Veiled has a chance to go big. But it is going to be 16 health versus 28. Whoever sees who first likely has the advantage. Who has the snap? It's there once again. XR now will find a couple rounds in a row and pull ahead by 2.
That was a DLC gun, right? Yeah, that's the Growl. I don't think I've seen the Growl get played just yet, but it was an interesting gun for the exact. A lot of power to it and a lot of kick. So we did see 2 rounds go to XR. They're up by 2, and they pull the marksman rifles. Last time we saw Mark with the marksman rifles, he kind of popped off, but it's going to be Kun opening up this time with the first pick onto Saltify and Veiled in a 1v2. He has to watch his flank. He has to watch out for every angle. He's put himself in a little bit of a pickle, but he's going to find it, and he snaps. It's going to be Passion taking their 3rd round of the map.
It's moments like that, ladies and gentlemen, that are so crucial, so important. That 1v2 clutch likely should not have happened, but it did. And now Passion keep themselves alive in this map number 2, where they very much need to take this map to try and tie up the series. They do not want to go 2-0 down. Once again, marksman rifle on your screen. Saltify with the spray. Finds the head of XR Kun. Will take him out. Sends him to the next round. It's up to Mark. He has had a slow start, but this is his chance to maybe redeem himself and find some kind of life. It will be the first one going through. The deagle shots are out there. Pressure on Saltify looking, trying to get it, but he will connect. So Passion will respond with back-to-back rounds for themselves as they bring us back to a tie game at 4-4.
No, Visions. I said round 11. I said round 11 at the start.
We're getting there, maybe.
We're on our way for a round 11, but look at this new loadout. We do have a submachine gun in hand as the primary, and they're going to be firing down on that lean. Mark finds his 3rd kill of the round, and Veiled in a 1v2. He's going to charge up a nade. He actually connects on both of them. Does he know he finds the first? He finds the second. Why are you just going to line up like that? Oh my gosh.
What? Oh my god. Look at this. How many jumps was there? 3 or 4? My lord. I mean, I don't know if he's a PC player, but if he's a controller player or PS4 player, Xbox, he's definitely got a scuff or something. Oh my god, that was disgusting. Absolutely insane. 5-4, Passion find 3 rounds in a row, and this might just be the final round for us. Saltify finds the first blood. Mark, who's had a real slow start, needs to find the 1v2, but he is denied. Passion will close things out in the 10th round. 6-4 will be the final scoreline as we're going to be at 1-1 in the score count.
I mean, you really have to look at that scoreboard for this round. 3-10 for Mark compared to a 12-2 game. It was almost a flipped stat going into this one. Completely turned around, completely different. 9-5 for Veiled, really put his team up there. 7-7 for Saltify. both players going nuts in the second map, and you see why they wanted to go to stack in the first place. They felt obviously comfortable in that one. I mean, they had a little bit of a bumpy road at the start there. Couldn't find 2 1v2s in a row. It was looking a bit shaky, but they really cleaned up, and they really looked good going into this third map.
They did look good going in towards that, that third map here now, what's coming up for us. And I mean, the fact that they were able to turn things right around and find 4 rounds straight is something that caught me off guard. I'm not going to lie, because when we look back at that map number 1, there was a halfway mark where things were back and forth. It was close. Passion were finding some rounds, but it was just XR that were able to kind of run away with it at one point in time. They just combined for round after round after round. That's what I expected to happen in this map number 2, but that's not what happened whatsoever. Passion just really showing us that they got some good passion in the tournament for us here at the moment, Colin, as they're just going to be able to combine for so many rounds, and now they're keeping things competitive. 1-1 will be the score count in the series, of course, but man, I'm loving this series. I'm loving this winners final. Things look to be pretty even, and it seemed like Passion were getting a lot more of the guns that I'd kind of talked about that might suit them a little bit better. We saw that when they were getting themselves the assault rifles, some of these submachine guns, they looked way more lethal with those in hand.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the Marksman rifles this time luckily didn't go in favor of Mark. He kind of slowed down on that one, and you did see them kind of pull back even on the guns that they weren't doing so well on speedball with. I mean, you look at the way they were handling situations, and they weren't going for those one-on-one fights. They were really playing those 2v2 kind of together, but it does look like our next map is going to be King, as it's shown in between the two of us. Looking at this map, it's going to be a little bit different from the way Stack was played, but kind of the similar trait to it with, the top mid and a little bit of extra room on each side. But if you're looking at that overtime flag, it's underneath the mid map. So if it goes all the way, it's going to be really crucial in who can get that low ground first. But looking in this first to start it off, it will be XR on the blue side, Passion on the red side. We're going to hold off with Mark. He's taking a little bit of damage. He's even flashed, stunned up. He's going to be taking that off angle. He does spot and Veiled jumping off the top ropes, not finding any damage. Looks like they're going to try to pressure Mark out here. But Mark, he's doing a really good job at keeping them off him, doing a lot of damage. Saltify pushes over to the right side, doing some damage onto Kun. He's got 20 health for himself, but Saltify getting flanked and punched up the crossbow as the secondary. It's going to be a little bit lethal. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade, and Mark does clean up in the end. XR coming out strong with the first round.
This is what we expect from Mark in the last map, but didn't get it, so might have just been an off game for him, but looking to get himself back on form. 2 kills. Clean work. First round does go over, and now we'll see if there will be a tie-up. And Veiled looking for the high ground with the pistol. Once again, Saltify goes for the nice little cheeky angle here on the center block, and this will be a big Semtex grenade. XR comes out of the picture, but Mark is there with the trade. The follow-up is good. Passion will be able to work the map a little bit better. The teamwork pays off. The trade is in. And, well, this is going to remain competitive for us here, Seymour, as we're going to be right back to a tie game.
I love it when it goes 1-for-1 round wins, but looking at this P90 pickup for the SMG and Failed, what are those shots? Rips the head off of Mark's shoulders, Kun finding the stun. It's going to be flanked off by Saltify. He's not ready for it. Passion with the quick 2-1 round win. And I love the way they are playing this. I love those shots from Unveiled and the flank from Saltify really breaking open the map. Both of them playing perfectly right now.
I love the P90, man. It's so clean. It's a really underrated weapon. And definitely not the best of the game, but look at that shot. Ooh, that's a fast round. Well, that's what's going to happen on King, right? If you go for the challenge off the start, then this is exactly what can happen. Not even 5 seconds in, both players go through. Passion now going to combine for, once again, back-to-back rounds as they pull ahead 3-1.
The Magnum now. The Magnum for round 5. And Veiled, can he get this opening kill onto Mark again? He's been the winner in that 1-for-1s. But Saltify, he's getting aggressive. He actually finds the 2 shots onto Mark. So Mark going down early again, having a little bit of a slow game. Once again, his gun, he's 0-4 right now. Will he find 2? It's going to be a tough one. He finds Saltify. With the flip, he's going to smoke himself off, maybe trying to get out here, be a little bit aggressive though. Onto the left side, he's going to not expect Veiled to be there. Veiled, he's just going to be playing the health right here. He has 100 health to his 50. It comes out on his favor, and he finds that one shot. 4-1 for Passion.
Passion turning things around. Maybe they're heating up. Maybe they're starting to figure out some of these tendencies and overall routes that the side here is running for XR. But, oh man, 4-1, pulling ahead with 4 rounds straight. And XR Kun now is the player that's kind of having the slow start. You need both players at 100% if you're going to be able to take down Passion. Saltify is going to be able to deal with XR Kun. Mark up close is not going to hit the shots. They go wide, they whiff. Passion now, 5 rounds straight.
Where was this team on Speedball Visions? This is a totally different duo than I remember, but it's going to be match point now for Passion. Sawed-off shotguns with the XR6, I'm pretty sure that is, as the secondary. And they're going to be going for those pistol fights right off the bat. I know that XR has the shots for the pistols, but they might be a little bit tilted right now. 5-1, this could be getting to your head, but it's going to be Kun finding his second kill of the game. They clean it up. They find the second round. And you know, you got to put your rally caps on if you're an XR fan because they're looking for the comeback.
I will say with the pistols, XR has looked pretty good on a lot of those rounds. And of course, they have one more round to work this pistol from range. If things do get up close and personal, then that shotgun most definitely going to come in. But already early, Stultify is tagged down to about 56 HP, and Veiled eats a stun. It's a health advantage going to be given over towards Sign of Passion off the back end of these shots now coming in. And while both players are tagged up again, Mark is not going to be allowed to move. There's the final nail in the coffin. So we will see Passion put on an absolute clinic for map number 3. 6-2 is the closeout, and they're going to pull ahead in the series 2-1.
That's match point, not even right now, for the side of Passion, and they looked as strong as ever. I was not expecting that. I mean, King's a little bit different, but it really does come down to those spawn kills. I mean, I didn't have a lot of time to break down the map at the start there, but I mean, you really saw it with those P90 shots from Veiled. Really tells the tale of how King can be played. He was putting on a clinic, like you said, with those opening kills. He was finding the first bloods. I know Kun, just like Mark did in the map before, he was having a slow start. He was 0-4 at one point. That's not what you'd like to see. He ended up 2-7 at the end there, but in this matchup, it's going to be Passion on match point visions, and it's going to be XR looking to bring it back and tie it, send us to a game 5 even.
Absolutely, and then the big thing that I'm seeing from this Passion squad is that both players, you know, are absolutely pulling their weight, and that's unfortunately just not what we're seeing from XR. Both players have had individual pop-offs across a couple of maps. We have not seen them both together pop off and be able to consistently pull themselves through one single map. You know, you go back to map number 1 where they won. It was Mark who dropped something like, was it 11 or 13 kills, something like that, like way over 10. And you know, to be able to drop that many in a 2v2 gunfight is one absolutely insane. And then you go in towards the map number 2 where, you know, XR Kun is the one that comes in towards play. He's the one that's going big. Mark has a slow start. So it's just, unfortunately, you don't have that consistency that's coming in towards every single map for you across both players. If they can both get themselves on the same page and try to take themselves to the next level, then they're going to have a chance at taking down Passion. But they're starting to run away with this one. All the momentum in their favor, back-to-back maps coming in for them. And while every single map that they have won now, they have looked better and better. So that trend might just continue going in towards map number 4.
I mean, really, to highlight what you said at the start of that phrase is that they're not popping off at the same time. It's one or the other. And you have to break it down to the point where you look at how Passion is playing. They're on top of each other. They're communicating. You can tell that they're communicating because one player gets the pick and the other player dashes down that open side to take open, like, the flank space, to take some space out, put some pressure on from behind them. So you really got to look at XR and how they're going to play this. Either you're going to win your gunfights, or you need to communicate how you're going to overcome the kind of aggression that is being placed on you by the Passion team, by the scene. But we're going into map 4. I don't know just which map it's going to be just yet, or if we're swapping hosts. Dock as the fourth map. That's another one you really have to look out for too, because you can be spawn killed. Once again, off this one, you know, you work in the center. You have to go left. You have to go right. You might be able to go into the sewers underneath, but you have to really watch out for how XR plays this. You need to see more teamwork come out of the two of them.
Yeah, this one I think is actually the interesting one across all the maps, because there's two buildings, of course, in each side, and you're able to kind of play in towards them, both having staircases that lead up towards the top here. So there's a lot more cover and not as much open, forced gunfights that can come in towards play. You can see players maybe play a little bit more reserved, even more sneaky, as you talked about, going through the bottom sewers and kind of popping up at the opposing end here. So I think that it is going to make for some maybe different play style that's going to come in towards mixes. You can see it, ladies and gentlemen. Well, actually, it looks like we do have a different map that's going to come in here for us. So it's not going to be Docks. We did hear wrong at the moment. This is going to be, I believe, Pine, if I'm not mistaken. That's coming in here at the start. So this should be exciting. It's the first kill. Has went through, and Veiled is down. Saltify tries to get up close with the shotgun. Not going to be there. That will be a great start for XR in map number 4, as they're going to find that first round once again.
I really didn't want to break your momentum in that breakdown on seeing Pine just pop up there, but I love that we were breaking down Doc between the two of us, and I saw Pine loading up, and I'm like, oh no, how can we do this? But with a nice start from XR and these pistols, once again, going over in their favor, we have to see the follow from Passion. Nice Semtex over onto Mark. He does get picked off by Saltify. He's putting some extra pressure onto Kun. He hasn't taken any damage yet, but too much pressure onto him is a little bit too much to handle. And Passion, they tie it up 1-1.
I gotta say, Passion is really good at double challenging together, and that's something that is, really hard to implement into a duo that is new right in towards the mix. This is definitely some synergy that has absolutely been built throughout this tournament, if not tournaments in the past. And well, MP7 now in towards play, as the shotgun is also going to be the secondary. Already, XR Cunt out of the picture, and Veiled from range will watch over his teammates. Shots are good up close, and once again, we're starting to see Saltify get himself into that rhythm, pulling ahead in the count, just getting themselves back on track to how we've seen them before. They give up that first round Seymour, but they always come back strong and respond.
I mean, Gunfight, it's a real mind game the way you can play it at times. And they're doing a really good job at making them hold the tempo of it. You never see how XR expects it. They're playing passive sometimes they're playing aggressive, but it's really on the back of Saltify. And he's really making XR kind of worry about how they're going to play this next round. You see the MP7s in hand for both players, all 4 across the board. Look at the health bar in the top left. It's 39 and 21 for both players on XR, but Saltify with only 42 on board. His teammate in Veiled goes down. It's going to be a 1v2. Overtime timer coming up, but he's going to be picked up a little bit more. He only has 13 health, and he gets run up on from the left side. It's going to be XR tying it up 2-2.
And we haven't seen too many rounds come down to the wire, especially in these 1v2s of all things. But that one, I think, is just a lot of great discipline and patience that plays into the factor. And, well, now we're getting him one. Watch for the domes, the heads, as it just takes one shot up top. Be able to find that elimination. Shots go through, but no one's going to be able to connect. Thermite thrown out. We are now going to see a tag, and Veiled's going to eat it, but he has the stim shot. This is also something I talked about, where you get a second chance to kind of get that full-on shot. There's the snap, and Veiled finds the first one. All up to Mark, who's being pressured. He's already 0-3. Make that 0-4, as Passion are going to stay in control of this map number 4 and pull ahead by 1 round.
I mean, an excellent job to see the way that Passion's running these marksman rifles, because originally on Speedball, we could throw it right back to there. Mark looked like an absolute unit with it, but now we do see Passion. They're just finding the rhythm, like you said before. They're 3-2 now at Kun. 0-3 once again, but Mark, he finds the head of Veiled. He takes it right off of the shoulders. It's going to be a 1-for-1 fight. He actually has a pistol in hand on Saltify. It's going to be the backup coming in hand on Kun. He's going to be going for that flank. Puts the pressure on, but he's not connecting with the shots just yet. I think that was a Thermite that actually got the kill in the end there. We'll see on the final kill cam. It is... What a round from Mark.
And that's a much needed one for Mark, who's, again, had that little bit of a struggle thrown in towards these last couple maps. Does manage to get himself on towards the board here. 6-3. Slow start for XR Kun. And now we'll see Veil throws out the early frag grenade as well as it's done. Nothing connecting. Looking for the deagle shots, but Mark is just going to absolutely obliterate the first one. And Saltify is going to be able to find this kill. How is he still alive? He could still win this. He's very low, and it takes one more shot here, but XR Kun is whiffing everything. He will finally grab the kill where he is stationary. So this will be now the pull ahead that goes over towards XR, who will combine for back-to-back rounds and go up 4-3.
And you finally see the teamwork coming out on XR. They got each other's backs in these rounds, and they're really coming out on top. I mean, only has one kill to his name, but he has a lot of damage done on either side. He's finds some early damage in his or not in his favor, but you really have to look at the position here. Saltify, he's putting the pressure on. What is that shot, Mark? Saltify, I'll see you next round. It's gonna be a 1v2, but XR Gun, he only has 12 health in his health bar. He's going for the flank and he finds the kill. XR takes it to map point.
3 rounds straight. This is what we saw on map number 1. Passion's starting to fall apart a bit, and it's on the back end of these pistol rounds. It's just not their strong point based off of the weapons we have been seeing. If they can get themselves a good weapon set like an assault rifle or a submachine gun, it could have made the difference. And while they are going to have what I do believe is maybe the FAMAS here, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe the LMG, I think. But Mark does find the kill, the first one. Looking to see if he can combine for 2 in the round. Saltify in the back. I believe he is going to end up stunning him. Does get the information. Shots go through, but that is a nasty heady that Mark has. And, well, it proves to be strong. And, well, ladies and gentlemen, 6-3 is the closeout for XR. And we're going to a map number 5.
You can really see this team, Mark and Kun, once they start working together, you see them come out on top. I mean, maybe Kun only had 2 kills to Mark's 10 kills, but at the same time, Kun had a lot of damage. He had half the damage, so he was putting the pressure on, and Mark was just cleaning up for him. It was really good teamwork from both of them. A little bit of a baiting situation, but I mean, they really put the pressure on for Passion once they started to figure out how Passion was running these rounds. So I really like to see the way they brought that back. And like we said in the start, it's Game 5 potential. We might want to see it. It's our first best of 5 of the night. We have a lot of games coming up to see. And how else to start this off with a map 5 between the first 2 teams. This is turning out to be quite the first round.
It is a very great way to start the stream. I mean, I love me some map 5s, and whether it's competitive Call of Duty that we're actually watching or 2v2 gunfights, it gets that much more intense. And now we're going to see who really has the ice, because just about every single player across both of these teams has been able to show up at one point or another through the maps. It's been off the back end of Passion carrying consistency on their map wins through both of their players, but on the opposite end, it's been someone who's popped off for XR. Now, it's really hard to rely on that map after map after map, where it's either one or the other that's been able to contribute the good majority of those kills. Last game, it's Mark who puts up 10, another big double digits for him, as he's just starting to run through some of these rounds here and just pick up so much steam. And he is most certainly running with it. But who's going to be that big player that's going to be able to do it? Are they going to be able to finally both kind of step up here and bring it to that next level so that they can find this win? And, well, if you're just tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, this win is very, very crucial to get yourself in towards that grand final, because if you do end up losing, then you're already going to be down that one map set, even if you do go back up towards that grand final here. So having that extra map and only being able to close out 2 is just going to put you in such a great advantageous spot.
It's not even that. Like, for everybody who's just tuning in, if you lose this, you're going down into the loser semifinals. You don't want to be in the loser semifinals, because that's the only best of 1 we're going to have on stream. And that is definitely do or die, like I've been saying. It goes to your head, it gets to you. You come off of a loss in the winners finals, a long best of 5 to make it that. A game 5 loss isn't the best for your mentality when you're heading to a loser's semis best of 1. So this is really crucial, like you were saying, for both teams to come out on top. And, it being a game 5, this is where I want to see both of those players on XR step up. You can't leave it to either or, but if it's going to follow the consistency that this team has been running for, it's good. We're probably going to see Kun pop off and have Mark not really show up to the table in this one, because it's kind of been going back and forth between the 2 of them. You really look at the way Saltify is playing it with Inveiled. They got each other's backs. You like I was saying before on Pine, you see Saltify, he's taking the pressure to them early, setting the tempo. He's usually the one where you see whether the team wants to cross that mid-half or whether they want to stay on the other side and kind of hold down their spawn. He's really the one to set the tempo, so you really have to watch how they're going to play this and how XR wants to kind of bring this back in their favor, how they want to deal with the pressure that the 2 of them can put on.
Yeah, also just slight correction. So this team actually, whoever loses this one will go to the losers final. So they will jump down to the losers final from C63. So even if you do lose this one, you do at least still have a chance to play that best of three in towards the mix here. But of course, again, you do not want to have to drop down this early and towards this into losers bracket. You still want to be able to carry that momentum. And while not every single team deals with the loss very well, that could just be the tilting factor that kind of puts you over the edge that ends up losing. Now, we are hearing, at least right now, in the background, that Dock will be the last map that we do get ourselves into. So this will be the map that we had thought previously was going to be coming into play, but now will be coming in towards the mix. And I had talked about how this one could be played a lot different. And I think the last map on Pine is also one of the bigger ones that we do have in towards the mix. And you could see a little bit more of a comfort zone, at least there for XR, across how they're able to play a little bit more patient, look for that information. And once they have that information, they're really good at executing a strategy on how they're going to be able to finish things off, or putting themselves in some of those good spots that we saw Mark kind of putting himself into towards as well. That is also something you can do. You can have those break-off starts where you can look for those initial first bloods just a couple seconds in towards the round, or you can look to play safe and go for some of these jump spots, get yourself in towards the house, play more reserved, go underneath. There's a lot of different options on towards this map, so I'm really excited that this is actually our very last map in towards the rotation because of that.
I mean, one thing that I love personally about Dogs is the clutteredness about it. I mean, I don't even know if that's a word, but just how clunky the gameplay can be at times. You really see a lot of clutch situations come out on Dog. It comes down to many 1v1s. Like, it's not always going to be just 2 kills right off the rip to kind of put you at the advantage, take the round win. Sometimes you see these rounds draw out on Doc, and it can go really in one's favor. You can really see some teams kind of sink or swim on a map like Doc's, because it is not the kind of straightforward map play that you do see. It's a lot of sneaky plays and a lot of kind of off-angled positions that you can really take to take the advantage. I know one, like you can see in the middle between us, just that starting screen right there, that building number 51 and 52 and the sides of it. You can really get caught off sometimes on the spawns because you might not always see a player get into those buildings. You can play lower, you can play upper, and either way, it's very hard to tell when there's a player in there at times. It can really catch you off guard. So I'm really excited to see how these teams will play those off angles, how they will play those kind of weird play styles in this map. But Visions, we're hopping into the last map of this gunfight. Why don't you take it away for round one?
Yeah, we'll see how this round one plays off. Tags come through. Mark still wins the gunfight. Great shots. Well, that's a fast one. So this one not being reserved off the break. Both players winning their one-on-one interactions, and they're going to be able to pull ahead with that first round like they've been doing here for the past couple of maps.
And into the second round, you have the AUG pistol as the secondary and primary. And the AUG is a really powerful SMG. If you're not careful, you can be really ripped off those head glitches from long distance. But look at Kun, he's going for that flank right away. This is what I'm talking about, the sneaky positions, the off angles. It's going to catch Invalid in from behind. You have to look at the second player. He's actually going to be found. That's XR going up 2-0 with those SMGs. Excellent plays from the both of them. Passion,
slow start, 0-2 down. Not out by any means, but we're going to some pistol rounds as the dual Deagles are coming in. And well, this is going to be an exciting one. Up close, XR Kun might look to get himself right in towards the building. Mark, on the other hand, will actually move out, but both players here on Passion have actually left or DC'd from the game, so we will try to figure out exactly what happened in the meantime for both of these players that have unfortunately dipped out, but we will remember the score count, of course, because that is I would assume it's definitely going to continue here going forward. So when we jump back in towards the map, likely to be the first 1 to 4 here for XR, but we will, of course, try to figure out exactly what had happened in the meantime. It seems like a great start for XR Seymour. They're putting themselves in the driver's seat. They're leading the charge, and they were even looking like they might have had that one coming up for them as well.
So it said they were lagging, so they're going to remake the lobby and start it back up, but I was so excited to see those dual Deagles come out of play. I mean, you saw the way Kun was kind of playing that. He looked like an absolute cheetah. He was about to pounce on the Passion player. He was about to jump right down there, hand him the sauce, and just send him into the next round, but kind of sad to see that there's like this much of a chance we'll see the dual Deagles come out again. So heading into this next one, I mean, is an excellent start from XR. They had the AUGs for the first round. They had the kind of potential with those dualies. I mean, we saw what Kun did all the way back on Stack with those dualies.
Yep.
I mean, they could have pulled out to a quick 4-0 start there. That might have been dangerous for Passion. So, I mean, if you were lagging and if that was the cause, it was a really good heads-up play to kind of bring it back in your favor to pull us back. So at this moment, I mean, you can take your team. Passion really needs to step back and see where they went wrong in those rounds and how they can pull it back.
Yeah, and I mean, off the back end of what we're seeing, I think it's just better usage of being able to find open lanes. And I think that's something else we didn't talk about as well. As much as there is a lot of places that you can hide, there's a lot of places that you can actually peek from. There's some good windows, some good routes that you're able to kind of run through, and that can play the difference in a lot of those opening first initial rushes that we saw in the first round. It was just 2 one-on-one interactions that had broke out right in towards the middle, and then we had that push that came through over towards the left. Now, we are getting confirmation that it looks like Passion just forfeited, unfortunately, in the map number 5. So it's going to be really unfortunate to not see that map number 5 play out for us. However, they did end up leaving the game. It was said because of lag, but not exactly sure what, unfortunately, the entire story was there behind it. So it will actually be XR that will move and advance towards that grand finals. They'll also have that advantage of being 1-0 up in the series for whoever ends up meeting them. And of course, our broadcast coverage now going to start dropping down towards the losers bracket. So that should be very exciting from here on out. So ladies and gentlemen, we will throw it to a short little break, get ourselves ready for that match that does come through for us in the losers bracket. Make sure you guys do not go anywhere. We'll be right back with more 2v2 Gunfight.
Oh my god. Mike?
Oh my god, Ike?
Dude, I haven't seen you since Chief destroyed the ring.
I thought I lost you.
The Covenant's gone for now. Let's head back to base. We've got a lot to catch up on.
Alright, let's do this.
Our world is becoming increasingly dangerous. Today's soldier must continue to adapt to unfamiliar environments and technological advancements used by our adversaries. America's Army is the best trained and equipped fighting force in history, capable of conquering any foe, on any terrain. Do you possess the strength to answer the calling of a soldier? Learn how you can be trained in one of 150 careers and potentially earn up to $40,000 in bonuses if you qualify. For more information, visit GoArmy.com.
Why did I choose Temple? I chose Temple because I love Philadelphia.
I wanted to find a school that was in a city.
Temple's really supportive of everyone, career-wise, internship-wise. They have a lot of opportunities for everyone, like study abroad. Temple students are so passionate, whether that's about their school, their major.
Just don't be shy to ask somebody, hey, what's your name or what are you majoring in? Because I've made my best friendship so far that way.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2v2 Call of Duty Gunfight presented by the U.S. Army. After a close series in the winners finals, we're skipping right past the semis. We're heading to the losers finals, where we're going to see a best of 3 to see who will come out on top and meet XR in those grand finals. Visions and Seymour on the mic. Visions, how did you feel about that last match?
I felt pretty good about that last match. I think that, we got to see a lot of competitive games through the first 4. Unfortunately, of course, Game 5 not ending how we had expected or anticipated, but nonetheless, XR now advancing, and they also maybe get to take a little peek at who might be meeting them in that grand final as we go through this best of 3 through both of these squads. But before we do, of course, another shout out to the online event board here for Nerd Street Gamers. And well, Nerd Street Gamers provides online tournaments for Call of Duty, Smash, Valorant, Rocket League, and more. Learn more at nerdstreetgamers.com. Again, that was nerdstreetgamers.com, ladies and gentlemen, for all kinds of games. If you're not just playing Call of Duty, you want to try some other tournaments, and we'll have at it, go and sign up so that you have a chance at winning yourself some potential more money in towards the pocket. So there is a good amount of opportunities up there, but back in towards the game. Best of 3 on the line. It is an elimination match, and this is going to be a big one for the simple reason that we have already seen one of these teams, the other we have not. So there is going to be a lot we can bring in, at least for the very first squad here from Passion, on how they've been able to work with some of these assault rifle rounds, some of these submachine gun rounds. They've looked very good. Those rounds have most certainly favored them, but they have not looked as dominant, Seymour, on those pistol rounds. The guns that might be just slightly a little bit harder to use, or something that might not be as common. So we'll see if that happens to change here in this best of 3.
Now, I'm a little bit curious, because I was taking a look at the lobby just then. I don't think I actually saw Unveiled or Saltified in the lobby. So we got Joker on the blue side, and I don't know who's on the red side here, but in a few seconds, we're going to be seeing these two. If it is Passion, we'll be hopping on board and seeing the way how they will deal this. But we got Canucks and Comeback Season on the blue side, and the red side, Joker and Venom's on Canucks. On Comeback Season, we got Ethan and Big Nips right off the bat. Venom. Or Phenom gonna find the first pick onto Big Nips. Ethan gonna be the last one standing on his side. He's in a predicament in a 1v2. He gets pulled up and dropped down. Canucks taking the first round win.
All right, so they take the first round win, and also just a heads up. So Passion decided to quit the entire tournament. I have no idea what the thinking is behind that, but they had a chance to play in this one. But of course, since they didn't, this is why we have the matchup that we do. So into round number 2, ladies and gentlemen, Ethan will find the very first blood, but we will see Venom, or we'll call him Venom. I'm going to call him Venom, Seymour. He's going to find this first one. Can't combine for the second. So come back, SCN, able to grab this second round, and going to bring us to a 1-1 scoreline.
What a double dink with that X16. Ethan is cracked out on the sticks right now, but it's a 1-for-1 tie right now. P90 is going to be on board with the holographic sight too. It's a little bit different. Ethan going to find the opening kill. 1-for-1 trade. Venoms finds Big Nips. It's going to be a 1v1 now. Both players actually not even right now. Ethan has 38 health, but he comes up on board with the Ego Chow from Venoms. That is not something you like to see from the blue side. Connects going down 2-1.
2-1 they go down. P90 looking good at least. And now we'll see if it'll be 2 rounds in a row that come through. Comeback SCN. Oh my god, those are some good shots to come in, but he gets tagged up a little bit. And now Ethan, who's got 6 HP in a dream, is really going to have to make some magic happen, but it is so difficult. It is so tough. The Canucks will be able to combine in round number 4 with some great opening shots, and they'll keep things competitive in map number 1 as they bring us to 2-2.
You know, something about the P90, the way it shoots, the way it sounds, just, it's such a nice gun across so many different titles. But wow, what a quick round from Comeback Season. I guess that's why they're called Comeback Season, because they make rounds like this happen. It's going to be a final kill going to Big Nips, and it's going to be a 3-2 scoreline heading into the 6th round. We're going to be holding on to those AKs, Vision.
But we also are hearing that team names are swapped. So we'll be come back on the left, Canucks on the right. As we'll see, both players going to be tagged up at the moment. 10 HP for Joker, 31 for Ethan. So it's doable, but Ethan's looking to make the fast movement in the rotation here through the right side, and he might have just sneaked around. Will there be a noise cue? Joker's got himself posted up in a corner. And he might have just read this rotation that have come through because he's just waiting patiently for this. And 10 seconds left on the clock. Ethan's looking, but he has no idea. And now the sound cue might be there, but he snaps onto Joker. Come back. Well, it's just actually going to be the Canucks here that are going to be able to find this one and pull ahead 3-2.
There is no way that you don't hear that coming on board there. Looks like we're going to try to get those team names swapped real quick, but we're going to hold on. If you look on the right side, it's not comeback season. That's Canucks on the red side and comeback season on the blue side. Going to be nades coming out right off the bat from the 2. They're going to be waiting in their spawn. Venoms with the first pickup. It's going to be the second one. Last one standing. Ethan. Will Joker be able to find this trade? He's taking a lot of damage. Switches over to the shotgun and hands him a nice shot to the face on a silver platter.
Oh, it's a little Superman action coming in here. All right, Joker, I see you. I like that. Nice work from him to be able to clutch up in the round. Pinches him in the corner and does all the rest from there. 4-3 the scoreline here. Remember, Canucks on the right as they are holding this and looking for the nade. Venom tossing things out. Will be able to find the hit marker, and Joker actually finds the nade. So they team nade perfectly onto Ethan. He's sent into the next round. Joker is going to eat quite a few shots himself, but Big Nips here, he's got 1 HP. He's not going to be able to clutch things out. So keeping things close, neck and neck. Comeback will take round number 8. Once again, back to a tie game.
I mean, I talked about this in the last series in the winners finals. Stack is a very community favored map, so it only makes it right that it goes the distance on each time. But we got the dual akimbo pistols once again on this map. And it looks like Ethan and Big Nips are going to be playing this a little bit together. They throw the throwing knives, not connect on anything, putting right up in personal. Joker, he's ready for it though. Nice flank from Venom's going to be comeback season, going up 5-4 and taking map point right away.
Grab this one with the pistols in hand. Look at the shots that come through Joker. I'm starting to become a fan of this man already, and I've only seen him just play just a few rounds out here. 9 to be specific, but round number 10 on the horizon to see if we're going to go to a round 11 or if there will be a closeout from comeback season. That will be comeback. Oh my god. Wait, well, there was another player in towards the mix here, I'm guessing. So actually, that's a little bit unfortunate. So now it is a 2v2 again, as that team kill did come out, but pushing through the smoke, looking to go the distance. Ethan finds Joker. That's a big player that's not on the map anymore. Now Venom, he's caught towards the back spawn. Won't stand a chance. And, well, we will see a round 11.
I got so confused for a second at what happened with that team kill. Like, I don't even know how the third player spawns in, but, you know, tends to happen here and there. You know, odd things happen when you're playing Call of Duty, but it's going to be the marksman rifles now. Venom looks for the shot, but takes some damage indeed. Look at the top left. I mean, luckily, they have stim shots, so they heal themselves back up. They were both at 16 health, but Venom's, he takes so much damage, and it looks like they can't hang with the Canucks. And they're going to go up with the map win and send them all the way on to match point, win this series.
Clean work all around the board that comes out here for us in this losers final between both of these squads. And, well, this is, I believe this is the losers final because we didn't have passion in towards the mix. And then we got one of the teams, not sure of which one, that did end up getting pulled in and got a second chance and redemption at being able to get a shot here to get themselves back towards the grand finals. But you see that one goes the distance. Another tight neck and neck scoreline that we get for ourselves. And I mean, that's kind of just shows you, we had a lot of teams that came in today's tournament and that signed up. And as we get towards these deep matches in this bracket, everything extremely tight for us. Seymour, super close, makes for such competitive and fun casting. I imagine some great spectating here as well that's been playing out for us, but it's been a real treat to be able to see these players play so far on the day.
I mean, how often will you pull up on your browser the CDL, watching the COD league, maybe you see FaZe is up on board playing against Florida Mutineers, and you'll never see them fly off of the top ropes with akimbo pistols, but you know where you will see that? You'll see that right here in the 2v2 tournaments, because crazy stuff just tends to happen when you got random loadouts coming on board. It's been an excellent match so far. It's been an excellent match in this losers finals. I mean, we just saw an excellent match in the winners finals, so it only leads into this one. These two teams really poised, and it's been really close. I mean, went to round 11. Either team can still make it to those grand finals to meet XR there, but I'm excited to see which one will, because that was a that was just textbook, that last round from, I think it was the Canucks because the teams were swapped, but I think Canucks just came out on that so perfectly with those marksman rifles. I love to see the teamwork from the two.
That's right. And I mean, something that you can also kind of look at this too, that, I'm starting to realize is that you do have that highest seed that's in towards the mix here. We'll end up losing it on that first map pick. So we are seeing some of these maps that are coming through. It is being chosen. So there is maybe not so much a veto system that's necessarily within the process here at the moment, but there is most certainly a map selection pick process based off of your seed coming in towards the mix. And that could play all the difference. So now this map number 2 will now be the switch over for as far as the seed is. I'm seeing if I can actually grab the seed players here between both of these squads. But in the meantime, I mean, you are just seeing how that could absolutely play towards your effect. You play your best map, say, listen, this is what we want to play in towards this. And it does appear that Comeback SZN here are the ones that actually have themselves the lower seed. So they got to pick map number 1, and it will be the Canucks now that are going to select map number 2 heading in towards this best of 3 to see if they can try and pull out their best map and take down Comeback season and see if they can get themselves in towards that third map here, which would obviously be an absolute banger and excitement. And while all this happens, I'm sure we have our finalists, XR that's just waiting, probably watching the stream right now, listening to us see more, seeing exactly what's happening between both of these squads, what's their strong points, what's some of their strategies so they can start to figure them out already.
I mean, hey, XR, if you're back there, just start taking some notes. You can watch this. We're breaking down these fights for you. We're telling you how these teams play. Just kick back, relax, get ready in those grand finals. You're already a map win up, so you can just sit there and take all the notes you want there. Maybe you want to just wing it even. But between these two teams, I really want to highlight the way they were taking some of those rounds. I mean, it was really different in those akimbo pistol rounds to see the way Ethan and Big Nibs were playing over towards those tires. They both had the throwing knives. They smoked off the sidelines. They got right up to Joker. I mean, Joker did shut them down, but it was interesting to see the way that they were playing this. They were both stacked up on top of each other, knowing that the burst damage that they can do with those akimbo pistols would be even greater with both of them together. So I really like to see that they're using their creative minds. They're putting their strats together. They're not just pressing, I guess you can't press W1 with a controller, but they're just holding forward on the joystick and they're just running in there trying to get all the kills that they can.
Grabbing all the kills that they can, and I mean, doing it in some pretty remarkable fashion here. Like we said, a couple of those big ones from Joker in particular, who seemed to be the highlight player for me, who just about every single time we jumped on board with him in the observing, he was just about doing something flashy, whether it was a 1v2, a Superman jump to finish off the round, and clutch out the 1v1. We know that he's got the ice in a lot of these situations that have been able to kind of pay off for him. And a couple of big rounds that combine for it. Now, well, ladies and gentlemen, we are just waiting for the second map, of course, to come through for us and getting ourselves in towards the lobby. So that is currently the reason on the wait. But I hope you are enjoying your stay at the moment. And, well, if you're wondering exactly what's happening, what we're doing, well, we're having a 2v2 gunfight tournament that's happening, and all of the best teams now remaining in towards the mix, as this is the losers final. So there are simply only 3 teams left. We just saw the winners final that went through for us, where we had XR that were able to advance and take things over in that map number 5 and knocked Passion out. And then now we'll see exactly who's going to match up against them in this best of 3, already jumping in towards things where it might not be your traditional public match that you do encounter. Everything is going to be RNG weapon sets that come through every other round, or rather every 2 rounds that do populate. So you do have some of those guns that you might not be totally familiar with that come in towards play, but you have to make do. You still got to find those round wins. It's some very exciting stuff. You don't get regen unless you get stim. So many different aspects thrown in towards the mix when Infinity Ward released this game mode here at the beginning of the year in the new season. So it has been an absolute blast watching this so far in the day. And while we still have to see how this one totally unravels for us, of course, see more in this losers final. We could get ourselves towards the map number 3. Could just see a closeout and get towards that grand final here fairly quickly.
I mean, I love all the different things that come out in Gunfight. I mean, you have to think in your head as a player, oh, we have a shotgun this round, we have a pistol in our back pocket. Pull out the pistol, take those long sidelines, get as close as you can so that if you run out of ammo, just switch to the shotgun, finish that kill. If you got an assault rifle, post up on a corner, hold that long angle as long as you can. Just make the team get drawn out to you. But it looks like we will be heading to Pine as the second one, which is a very long angled map. Like it has a lot to kind of watch out for. You have to watch for those spawns. You can get picked up on either van or the car on the respective sides. It's mirrored on both sides, so you really have to watch in the positioning right off the bat because neither team will probably give them a lot to work off. But we're going to start off with the pistols, with the sight as the primary. And I think that means it's going to be a shotgun as the secondary because that's usually how it's paired up. And it's going to be opening shots on Joker. He's going to be dealt a lot of damage, knocked down to 72, but the team nade from Venom and Joker taking out Big Nip, switches to the shotgun, and it's going to be the flank that finishes up for the Canucks.
Oh, clean work once again. Just able to buy so much time for Venom to come up from behind and find this easy kill in the back. First round, swinging the way for our boys in red. The Canucks grab this first one and now seeing if they can start to build themselves up a bit of a lead. Joker gets tagged very early. Eats that pistol shot. It's going to be taken even lower. 49 health for him. Has been a response to Ethan, who's at 46. As Joker pushes up, tries to press the advantage, but he's got someone creeping on his left. I think there was a sound cue for him, but Venom's been able to deal with Big Nips. He's out, and now Ethan, caught behind the rock, will have to try and work some magic. Goes for the challenge, will destroy Joker, and he's going to be able to clutch things up in what looked to be just about an impossible situation, but he gets it done and finds the big play.
What a play from Ethan to get that double kill. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to take it to your attention that the team names are mixed up once again in the top board. So it will be Canucks on the right side, the blue side, and Comeback Season on the red side, on the left side. Opening picks to Ethan. This man cleans up, and he dusts off the competition, going 2-1. Look at these crisp shots with the MP7. Joker, he got his head taken off his shoulder. We'll see him next round.
Oh, man, we will see him next round. Joker needs to try and bring some of that great gameplay we were seeing in that map number 1. Has Big Nips tagged immediately. His teammate is down. Ethan is out of the picture. Ooh. Fast round that comes through. Come back, able to take this one 2-2 now. As there was just crisp shots, and we said we needed to see Joker go big, and well, there's the answer. He's going to be able to make me bite my tongue. Comes back in towards the mix, shows us he's still got it. 2-2 down the scoreline as we head into the swing round.
We got the Scar coming out with the weird sniper scope on top. Ethan once again finding heads and taking them off shoulders. This man is on a hunting spree. He wants to find every single kill that he can. He's 5-2 right now. His teammate Big Nips hasn't even found a kill to his name. Big Nick takes some damage. Joker gonna find that kill once again, making him 0-4. But look at 13 health to 100 health. We're in a little bit of a situation for Joker, stuck really kind of between a rock and a hard place, with Ethan being on the other side of the rock technically. But Ethan's going to rotate around. He knows he has the health advantage, and that is opening pick to him, and they're going to take the advantage 3-2.
Canucks still showing us just how ruthless they can be. I mean, that's as much as there is a big health difference there, that's a very aggressive challenge, and well, more contributing that towards confidence as Ethan gets that done. Quick first blood comes through. Big Nips out of the picture. Ethan with the response on the Joker. Eats a flash, but does not affect him a whole lot. And there is a massive advantage. There is the head. We will see the Canucks now grab themselves a 2-round lead as once again, ladies and gentlemen, it will be both teams switched out. Pulling ahead off of Ethan's very crisp shots.
You know, this gives me kind of XR vibes right now, Visions. You know, it was really Mark doing the dirty work. And I think his teammate Kun kind of sitting back and just waiting to get to those grand finals. But look at this. Big Nips, he's standing. No. He's 0-6 with his teammate, I think 8-3 or something like that. Joker, he does find the finishing kills. He makes it a little bit closer in this matchup, but you really have to give it to Ethan. He's giving it all in this matchup. And as we head into these later rounds, honestly, he's just a one-man killing machine.
The lineup not there for the first shot for Venom. His teammate goes too aggressive. Joker has now been eliminated. Venom forced to clutch in a 1v2. Finds the flash into 1, and now he's looking to isolate the second player. He eats a shot in the back, and the second one also follows it up. Canucks up 5-3, combining for round after round after round, and they just need one more to close this map out.
I mean, you just see Big Nips dancing around, and Ethan's like, okay, I'll finish up the kills. I got this. Just kind of distract while I shoot them in the back. But we're going into this next round with Deagles on either board. Ethan, 10-3. Big Nips, 0-6, but they're up on match point. 5-3. Joker finds the first pick onto Ethan. That is a big kill. This is Big Nip's time to shine. He is not going to find the kill. It's going to be Venom's taking his head off. 4-5. We're one round away from another round 11. And on the opposite side, we're on the brink of match point as well.
Yeah, we could just get there. It's a good chance of it. We'll see if there will be anything from comeback to be able to hold on, where they are playing a little bit passive off the start here. Stun is there. Both players going to lose a bit of that HP. Big Nips has found a very, very nice spot. He might be able to call the cross from both of these players right now. They're going to be combined on the bridge. Patience. It's the name of the game at the moment, but finally the action starting to unravel. That will be a 1v1. Venom looking for the second, trying to find the head. Big Nips with 39 HP. He cannot afford to take one bullet. He needs to push up, and well, there is the one bullet. So we will see around 11, Seymour.
I mean, if there's a time where you want to find your first kill of the map, it is right there for Big Nips. But, you know, we're headed into round 11, like you said. It looks like we got a shotgun pistol combo once again, so we end off where we started on Pine with the exact same loadout. It's going to be Joker holding on to that head glitch over on the left rock. He's going to be met with Ethan on the side. He takes a little bit of damage, but meets him with a Semtex. Cooked up in his distance. 12 health to Ethan. He still finds a kill. He's going to be traded off. Big Nips, if you want to find a kill, you find it now. It's do or die. Joker! He's going to send them to a map 3.
Oh my lord, the shot from Joker, it looked scary, it was so close, but he's able to clutch things out, hold on, and well, look at that damage chart right there. You see Ethan who put up 1100, the opposite end, you got 936 from Joker, who was one of the big players that I had talked about from that map number 1. He gets it done in the final moment. He's got the ice in the 1v1 as he clutches out, has the better shots on the day and the aim. And well, like you said, sends us to a round, or rather a map number 3. That's going to make things extremely exciting. We're going to see now another side selection that will come through, I believe, favored towards the Canucks. So they will be able to pick out on this map, which is going to be very important because every single team that has picked their best map has been able to come out on top.
I just want to make it clear that half of those rounds I spent with my hands up in the air on my head because I didn't know whether Big Nips was finally going to clutch up and find those kills. But in these situations, I mean, we saw XR, they came out with wins doing that. But you cannot leave your... I mean, you're in losers finals. You're on your way to grand finals to a $500 prize pool. You cannot be dropping donuts in the finals. That is not something I like to see coming out here. And that really puts the favor on my side towards Joker and Venoms because they just look super consistent between the two of them. And they really got each other's backs there, Visions.
Yeah, they got each other's backs, and they both can clutch up whenever they need to, and that is just such a really important factor built in towards, you know, players that are competing because it's not something that you can necessarily teach. It's just almost something that you either have or you don't. You got the ice, and well, we've seen Joker now show he's got the ice in a lot of these 1v2s, a lot of these 1v1 or 1v1s, and it's made the difference in some of these rounds and why they've been able to even send it to a map number 3 here between both of these squads. But it has been very competitive for us, Seymour. So back and forth, so very close. I mean, you get the first 2 maps that go round 11. I can absolutely see why the hands are on your head, man. It's been absolutely a banger that's come through for us in this matchup that is going to, of course, determine who advances and moves on, and the opposing team gets eliminated from the entire tournament. So there's really so much weighing down on both of these teams' shoulders to really be able to clutch this one up.
Years and years and years of being a part of the Call of Duty community. I love round 11s. I love the distance games that we see, but we're going to be heading to Speedball. Will we see it again? Maybe, but right away we see a quick round going in favor of the Canucks. You see Venoms in the final kill cam. He's going to clean up that kill and go up 1-0 right away.
1-0 from him. Good start. As you see the scope on the 725. Wow. See if that will be a slug that comes in. A good shot, but not going to find its mark. Joker able to make light work of that. As we will see it, one quick shot from Ethan. Trying to pop up. Can he find the 1v2? There's a good chance to maybe do it, but it's Joker up and alive. He already is 2-0. Not an easy task, but doable. Shots go through. Good slide cancel out. And that will be the comeback season that comes through with a tie-up 1-1.
Once again, it is going to be The names switched on the top boards, so both teams remember that it is going to be Canucks on the red side, comeback season on the blue side. Tied up right away. We do see Ethan finds the head of Joker, takes him off the map, cleaned up finally in 2 maps. I mean, we could call that maybe 14 rounds. Big Nips finds the first kill for himself, and he sends them to a 2-1 lead. So excellent job by him to clean that up.
Seeing if now the Canucks can start to combine for a couple rounds in a row. Ethan, quick challenge. Oh man, these are fast rounds, Seymour. Both of them done in about 5 to 10 seconds. This is another one. And Joker will be able to land the good shots for him. And that will be their second round now put up on the board.
Line them up, go again, put them down. Snipers, marksman rifles, Kar 98. Joker gonna take out Big Nips, met by the gun of Ethan, taking out Venoms. 1v1. Goliath against Goliath, comeback season. Gonna take the win 3-2 now, as you see Ethan in the final kill cam just barely spotting the head of Joker.
Well, the word is said in the name, speedball. It is all speed, it is all aggression. The Cars once again looking for some domes up top. Good shot, but not there. Joker finds Ethan, gets tagged up himself, and is brought down to 13 HP. Brings it to the pistol. Is not going to fool around with that sniper anymore. And that's the round that comes in response. They're keeping things close. Are we going to get 3 round 11s in a row here, Seymour?
I mean, I hope so. That's all I can say to that. I hope so, but we got the Akimbos now. We're going to see Joker. How will we take this? Last time he dominated with these Akimbos, but look at Ethan. He's taking the first kill onto Venoms. Joker, he's left alone. He has 100 health. He could be taking this, but he's met by the aggression, taken aside by the one on the left, the one on the right. 4-3. Big Nips with the final kill cam. Excellent job putting the pressure on.
Putting the pressure on. As we'll head in towards our next round. Round number 8. Big one for comeback to see if they can pull ahead. But Joker is going to get the spray down off the prone. Gets the small crosshair. And makes great work out of it as his teammate pushes him out. And back and forth we go. No one's taking 2-round leads. It's just one up, followed by the next team following up a win with themselves. So 4-4 as we get closer and closer to the end of this map number 3.
Uh-oh, P90 time. Will they be able to find the early pick? But the aggression coming out from Ethan. He's found by Venoms. They're ready for that this time. You like the change in play. Big Nips all alone. He gets taken aside by the left flank. And it's going to be Canucks going up 5-4. They're going to take it onto match point. This is do or die for Ethan and Big Nips.
Do or die. We saw the ice from Joker in that last round 11. Is there any ice whatsoever in comeback season? There's Ethan, opens up, but Joker's alive. Anything is possible. Ethan needs to find the big kill as he gets tagged with a stun. Finds some shots. 27 HP for Joker. Challenges out, but he gets him low and is able to clutch up here. Amazing work being done. Comeback season with the headshot from Joker. Finds the win in map number 3, round 10, and will advance to that next round.
Joker with the kill at the end. They're absolutely going nuts to pull them into the grand finals now. Now you have to just forget about that losers finals. Forget about those round 11s. You had some long games now, but you are solidified in that grand final spot. Joker and Venoms, welcome to the big leagues of this gunfight tournament. And make it last, because this has been an exciting run in that one. And I'm excited to see the way that they play against this XR team. Both teams looking dominant. Both teams looking on fire. Visions, I don't even know what to say about that one. That was just insane.
That was insane, man. And, you know, there was just a lot of big individual moments. You know, Joker, the big one for me, just being able to see him do some of the things that he did. I am, once again, you know, a big fan, and I am absolutely pumping premium gas in towards his tank, because it was, there was just, I mean, the gameplay does not lie. It showed on multiple occasions that he was able to go big. You clutch up a 1v2 in a round 10 where you're already tagged up and low. I think it was, 98 HP down towards 26 or something along those lines. And he's able to somehow still clutch up and find that win. Like, what? Absolutely insane and absolutely incredible. Now, something to note, like we've been pushing on the entire stream, it will be XR that have just a one map advantage coming in towards the set for us. So they're already going to have that one map, which means they just need 2 to close it out, where you still need 3 coming in here for comeback season. Well, they have showed us that they can absolutely come back. We'll see if they can make this comeback happen from the losers bracket into the grand final, where things are only going to get better, only going to get spicier, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you stick around, because once again, we're going to throw it to a short little break, get set up for that grand final, and you don't want to miss it.
Oh, baby. Contrast stitching. Curves that'll hug your body. Adjustable arms. Custom embroidery. Memory foam pillows. Changeable color inserts. Lay flat, recline. Removable logos. Soft, durable material. Yeah. Like what you see, baby? Zip chair.
Hey Mike, you ever feel like we're missing something? Come on, Ike. We have kebabs. We have a fan. Oh. And we have music. What could we possibly be missing, Ike? Yeah, I guess you're right. Wow, that sounds like a big one, Ike. That's it. That's what we needed. We needed more Mike and Ikes. It's been so long. I forgot about our legacy, Ike. I just wish there was a way to get more. But it's the last box. The last box on this deserted island. Wait, if E equals MC squared, and Mike and Ikes are made out of fruit, and fruit grows on trees, then based on the principle of candy versus the square root of the circumference of the earth, then... Huh. I can't believe that worked! I guess they are fruit flavored. Oh, good one, Mike! Yes!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, once again to the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2v2 $500 tournament presented by U.S. Army. It's myself, Seymour. It's Visions. We're casting. We had a best of 5 go the distance. We had a best of 3 go the distance. Visions, it is grand finals time. This is where the magic happens. This is where champions are born. Are you ready?
I'm ready for it, man. It's been a blast casting over these teams coming in. We've seen some close, tight games. Just about every single map set that we've really gotten to spectate over has just been about close, especially coming from that last series where we got 2 round 11s and a round 10. So almost going the distance every single map. It's been a treat. It's been great. And now things are going to be the true test, because we just saw, a great work coming in there from XR leading in towards the grand finals, where they're also leading on that scoreboard already. They will be 1-0 up. So that is something to also look out for. But before we do jump in towards more of those details here, ladies and gentlemen, we got some more big sponsors to promote here on stream, for the simple reason that it wouldn't be possible without them. And of course, U.S. Army here being a big, important sponsor for this one. And if you're looking to make an impact, there's no better place to do that than the U.S. Army. Whether your goal is to fight, cure deadly diseases, develop technologies, or seek adventure across the globe, the Army is where all of that can happen and so much more. The Army is a team of millions of individuals working together to take on the most complex problems on the nation and the world, and to win. Ask yourself, what's your warrior? And go to goarmy.com Philadelphia to find out. To learn more, contact your local Army recruiter and find us on social media at Army Team Mid Atlantic. Again, at Army Team Mid Atlantic. If you have any kind of you're looking to get in towards the Army, whatever it might be, if you have a passion for it, then make sure you go check it out. But ladies and gentlemen, back in towards the match. This is going to be a banger for Seymour. It's the clash of the Titans, the clash of the two that are finally getting themselves in towards the mix. And well, looks like Pine will be the first map up to see who's going to be able to take this.
I really want to take an extra second to thank the U.S. Army for this one, because it literally wouldn't be possible. This wouldn't have happened tonight without them. They helped us find the registration, and they helped us get the teams in. They helped to put it all together. It wouldn't be possible without them. So another just big thank you from myself for the U.S. Army for doing what they did in this tournament, and for a lot what they do for the amateur scene. But like you said, we're hopping into Pine. It's grand finals time, ladies and gentlemen. Get hyped. We're hopping on board with Mark right away. How else to start it? Rips the head off of Venoms. Joker, he's looking to take this 2v1 to a 1v1, but he's going to be caught off guard. He's stunned up. It's going to be Mark. He's putting the pressure on. C4 comes out, not going to connect. He still has a stun, but they're caught. They tucked him into a corner, and they sent him into the next round.
Clean shots off the start there with the MP7, and then they just pinched the last one in. So coming through with the very first initial round will be now a big possible response round that can come through from Comeback Season. As Mark's getting aggressive, he's just gunning through the middle of the map, but Joker's going to be able to find his teammate. Good shots from Mark. Brings us back to a one-on-one, but Venom has 100 health. Oh my god, Venom does not find that kill. A big choke on his part, and Mark with a nasty 1v2 clutch.
The snake around the rock couldn't have been any more perfect than it was. We're hopping into an akimbo pistol round once again, though. Looks like this has been a theme of the night. They got smokes, they got knives. And then, hey, you're going to throw some throwing knives at Joker. He's not going to connect with any, though. Still has another one, because I think they spawned with 2. But neither of them are going to connect. It's going to be Joker. He's looking for his second kill. He's looking to make himself even on the scoreboard. Kun finds Venoms. He's not having a good start to this game, but it's going to be refried by Joker. Kun on the flank. Will he be fought out here? Kun does have 67 health to the 100 on Joker. Joker comes out on top. You can call him Comeback Season, because they're bringing it back.
You can never count them out. And even more so when Joker's the last one alive, you most certainly cannot count them out. Show's there. That stops the bleeding for now to make sure you do put that first round up on the board. Seeing if they can look to get back-to-back. The shots do go through. Mark is tagged down to 31 HP, but Venom now is able to pick up some good team shots with the help of Joker. XR Kun from the back is getting taken low. He is out of the picture. Comeback Season now respond with 2 rounds in a row for themselves.
I really want to condemn some of these players for the way that they are moving in this. Their movement has been on point tonight, and it matches some of the players that we do see, those star players in the CDL, and it's been really, you really see the influence that comes in on these amateur players and the way that they move. But XR Kun, he's tagged up quite a bit. They got the Origin. The primary, the pistols on the secondary. Nice nade from Venom's going to take it off the map. 1v2 from Mark. Will he find the shots at distance? I know they've been hot on the pistols. He would be able to find those, but he hasn't just yet. Both players, actually it's just Venom's who's low. Joker at full health. Mark 1v2. They slowed it right down. Joker on his left. Mark is going to pull out the shotgun. He's going to peek it, but that is an origin to the face. Comeback season, they go from 0 to 3 right away.
Oh, good night, Joker says, as he is holding that angle, just waiting for a peek. 3 rounds in a row. Comeback season starting to figure out just some of these tendencies from XR, who now need to try and get themselves around to get themselves back in towards the mix here. Tag up. Mark's getting very aggressive again. This did work out a couple rounds before, but the shots aren't there in the first couple. Does finish things off as his teammate finds the kill, so they will be able to finally get themselves a stoppage of that build-up of 3 rounds straight for the comeback season, and that's the response to bring us to a tie game about halfway through this first map.
You know, one thing I've noticed about XR is that they're not even taking those team fights. They're taking their 1v1s respectively and putting their opposition down. Kun right away takes a lot of damage, though, to that marksman carbine rifle. He's going to back on off. He's holding that top treehouse. He notices Joker hasn't even popped up yet. So Joker, he's going to find that opening kill. Mark, last one standing for his team. Doesn't connect with that first shot. Looks for Venoms, though. He knows Joker's behind him. He knows Joker's putting the pressure on. Comeback season takes the lead once again, 4-3.
4-3. Staying in control about halfway through this. They have the slow start, but they are looking to finish strong. And will this now stay true heading in towards our round number 8 for us, where you're looking for some more of those one taps potentially to the head, and Joker has found XR Kun. A stun has landed onto Mark. He eats a Semtex. He's so very low at the moment. Looking for the snap. It's not there. Comeback season looking to run away with this one in the first set of the maps as they pull ahead by 2.
We do see this, though. This is time for comeback to kind of take them to a 1-1 lead. They are down a map by just by the means of its grand finals, and XR just went from the winners to the finals, so they are at the disadvantage, but they can negate that right away with this round win. Joker, he has full health, but his teammate very low. They have to be aware of this nice nade. It's going to connect in the backline. Mark takes a lot of damage. They do find Venoms, so it's going to be a 1v2. This could be their chance to pull it a little bit closer, and that's Mark finding the final kill, and it's going to be 1 round away from a round 11.
There is a reason XR is in this grand finals already, and it's been off the back end of some great clutch moments themselves, as much as we've seen Venom and Joker be able to do this. It's happened on the other side just about all tournament long, but you have to still find one more to send us to a round 11. Joker spots the first one, but Mark has already been able to deal with Venom, trying to push up. The shots are good from Joker. Manages to find the top of the head, but he is going to be tagged just a tad as XR Kun in this one-on-one, looking to go big and send us to a round 11. Joker wants to try and find the quick snap and end things here right now in round number 10. Can the 1v2 clutch be possible? It will not be possible in this round. So 5-5 the score line, and one more round will be the decider.
Time and time again, you can't count these teams out. This is what I mean by champions are born. You got 2 Goliaths just smack it head on head. It's round 11 once again. We got MP7s with an Origin shotgun, C4 and stun in hand for the lethals and tacticals. It's gonna be the stuns coming up for Joker. He's gonna connect onto Mark so they know he's there. C4 is gonna find some damage. It does, but they have to be aware of this positioning of Mark. He can be sneaky on these rocks, and like I said, just like that, Venoms goes down. Joker, last one standing over in the waterfall, and it's going to be Mark. He dusts that off his shoulders, and the comeback on to comeback season comes out for XR. They're going to go up 2-0 in this grand finals now.
Oh, Seymour, that is tough scenes right there. It was a 5-3 lead that they held, and of course, we said that if they grab this map win, you know, we are just back on even territory. It is pretty much 1-1 from there. That 1-0 map count coming in towards the grand finals from the winner's bracket would have meant nothing, but it will mean something here now because they just simply need one more map to be able to close things out. And I mean, being able to make that comeback happen in the fashion that they just did it puts them in such a great spot here heading in towards what could be our very last map for for us in the count. But that's a tough one, I think, to swallow there between both of the boys in the red there for comeback, as they just couldn't find that close, and they had some opportunities to do it, just was not enough there in the tank to get it done.
I mean, you really got to look at some of the key plays that came out on there. It was really drawn out by the side of XR. Mark was doing an excellent job at picking off that early damage with his teammate Kun, finding that exit damage, sometimes just the follow-up damage, whatever they need. They were doing a good job at trading out positioning, trading out the damage. We're heading into Speedball for the next map, which could potentially be the last map indeed. But this is where you have to see Comeback Season take name to what they've called themselves. They have to just take flight and make the comeback possible. So this is where I want to see it start right now. Grand Finals, technically map 3, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, here we'll go, ladies and gentlemen. Joker challenging out Mark, who I believe got the best of him. Not sure if we can switch towards the scoreboard here, just so we can see some of the health just a little bit easier. But we will see Joker, who does get tagged up, so that initial challenge off the start will not be there for him, unfortunately. Mark's going to be able to hold this position the whole way through this round, puts in the final or the finishing touch in the shots, and we'll be able to grab that first initial one.
I'm going to give a little bit of a reminder to the crowd here. You know, we saw XR play Speedball already, and that's where Mark, he had the insane game where he went 12-2. He's looking for a repeat here. They already have the advantage. Joker takes mid-map control, but he's met by the shotgun of Mark. He's going for that off angle. Venoms, he's stuck between a tight place and the XR. They clean up as fast as possible, 2-0. And it's looking a little bit rough right off the start for the side of Comeback Season.
Start is not looking great, but we have seen them be able to work their way back in towards maps. It's really about closing as shots go through. Mark looking for that quick snap, throws out the thermite, tries to back away. Looking for another one. What? Joker is there with a shot, takes down Mark, as he has been lethal with this in his hand. That's the first kill over towards Comeback Season. XR Kun now trying to get a 1v2 for himself, who's had a 2-0 start. He has not been tagged just yet. He has time to do it, but Joker just presses up, has the angle, and that will be the first round now put up on the board for Comeback Season.
There's a reason they're called Comeback Season, because you never count them out of any game we see. We've seen them go round 11 almost every single map they've been on stream. So will they do it again? Watching out for the Speedball, but Joker right off the bat, he finds 2 of his own, and they dust off XR from the map. 2-2 tie right in order.
Right in order for them. Joker starting to heat up a bit. We need Joker to go off. I feel like if there is one of the 2 players that's going to be able to take over this game, and this map in particular, it's going to be him. As it will now be the assault rifle coming into play. Mark with good shots. Joker's out of the picture. Now it's time for Venom to shine, and he has no chance to shine as the angle's held, and it's held strong. This will be XR still maintaining control here, and pull ahead by 1.
It really seems like the battle between Joker and Mark, and you gotta look to Venoms and Kun to see who's the better support player in these ones, because it's whoever will shine better on those 2 backup players who will take the lead and take the series. But right off the bat, you see Joker go down, last one standing, Venoms, but once again, it's Mark. He's just putting down the opposition with that M13. Look at him clean up this final kill, and they're doing an excellent job at delegating these roles.
Are doing a good job of bouncing here in between a lot of these rounds, pulling ahead, figuring out Comeback Season where things are looking tough. Mark finds the good shots. Can he clutch up again? He's going to have this spotted information. C4's out as he tries to lob the patty, but can't find it. Now presses up. This one will not swing the way of XR. They can't keep that momentum rolling round after round after round. Venom finally going to be able to put a stop to it.
Excellent job by Venoms to clean up that round. That's what I like to see from them. But going into this next one, this is where they have to pull it back. They can't go down onto match point, but Mark, with shots like that, it's hard not to give it to him. Joker almost finds his grave. He's got 34 health. He's 4 and 5. C4 comes out, it's going to connect. It does not connect Joker. He's just staying with his life, just barely. He does find the C4 onto Mark, but he's getting flanked, and that's the cleanup from XR. They go on to match series grand final point. This is everything right now if you're Comeback Season.
We've seen the side of Comeback Season have some of that ice and that big clutch moments play an effect, but it's not been in the grand finals so far. The closeout was not there in the last map. Now the pressure is it ever on. XR Kun looking to put what could be the final bolt into some of these players in this round. Mark is out of the picture. Guess who's up? It's going to be Joker. He has to find the clutch. He finds the first one. Can he make the magic happen in the big play? He finds the first tap, throws out the molly. Can he find the second connection as Mark is just waiting patiently, pressing up? 15 seconds left in this round. Joker looking for another opportunity to take a shot, and that's the molly. He's tagged low, 5 HP for him. He has no idea where he is. Mark is moving around the map. Now they've spotted each other. The health advantage, though, is over to XR, and he knows this. He's waiting. Joker's gonna have to play the flag or pay the kill as he presses up, looks for the snap. Mark bobs and weaves. He presses up one more time, and there is the snap. XR will do it in what came down to some very intense moments. But that will be 3 maps that fall through in the grand finals, all swinging the way of XR. It was really close between both of these teams, but in the end, unfortunately, no match there for comeback season.
I thought they had it there, Joker, on a wisp. He just didn't see him at those last couple of seconds. They just had the off angles. You saw that Joker, he just had unfortunate timing. I mean, Mark was playing that perfectly, and you really see why they made it to those grand finals from that winter finals. You see why they deserve that map point advantage, and you see why they deserve the prize pool. So, I mean, we're going to look to it. I mean, we broke down the prize pool a little bit, so XR is going to be taking home $240, followed up with comeback season, taking home, I'm pretty sure it was 120, as a matter of fact, and it's going to be that third place team over back in the losers finals who take home 40. So excellent job from all 3 of those to take home a nice little gift prize on a Thursday night. It's kind of this nice little thing in quarantine to kind of get onto your shoulders there, and a nice win for XR indeed.
Yeah, I mean, it was really clean in the end there. And I think that could have been off just simply the back end of that, how that first map ends up playing out. You go down 5-3, you combine for 3 rounds in a row, and that allows you to kind of pull ahead in that series and really close it out that map number 1, which of course they already had the lead within the map count because they were in the grand finals from the winners bracket, and all the pressure just simply poured on towards the side of comeback season that just could not find anything swinging in their favor. So tough scenes for them, but even more so XR looking fantastic here, and I imagine we'll see them in some of these future tournaments along the lines of everything else that will be produced and showed and everything along those lines here on the channel. So it's been an absolute blast, but ladies and gentlemen, we still have lots of tournaments that still come through here for us, and well, coming up here very, very soon will be our Valorant tournament on June 14th. $1,000 prize pool between 16 teams. So this is going to be an absolute banger of a series and of an entire tournament, as we'll get for ourselves in that bracket play. I mean, coming through is a lot of money to play for, Seymour, and I mean, at the end of the day, Valorant's also been an absolute blast, but you can see there is plenty of online tournaments that we have to offer here.
I mean, we really look at Valorant, you know, it's the new game on the market. It's the new hot game to look at. How else to put the teams to the test and throw them into some nice tournaments. Nerd Street Gaming doing a good job at putting tournaments on for the whole community to look at. I mean, you go to their site, you find the sign up details, you sign up at however team you want. You know, I mean, I think there's a fee to sign up for most of these tournaments, but once you get in there, it's a really good community to look at, and it's a really good way to kind of, if you want to bring up your skill or even just have a good time indeed, even in this Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2v2 tournament, you can look to it on the Thursday nights to sign up and play yourself. So if you're watching this and you want to play, just look towards their site, nerdstreetgamers.com, find the sign-ups, and sign up for yourself. You can play next week, any week you want.
That's absolutely right. And well, right before we throw it away, we want to give one big shout out here to U.S. Army Esports. It would not have been possible if we didn't have them here, being one of the big main sponsors on the event for this 2v2 Gunfight tournament. And well, if you are looking to make an impact, ladies and gentlemen, there's no better place to do it than the U.S. Army. Whether your goal is to be the forefront of fighting, curing deadly diseases, developing and using tools and technologies the world doesn't even know exist yet, or defending your country, fighting disasters, and seeking adventure across the globe, the Army is where all of that can happen. And well, there's so much more that follows with it. The U.S. Army is a team of million unique and powerful individuals working together to take one take on the most complex problems in the nation and the world to win. Nowhere else on earth provides you the training experience and purpose you can find with the Army, because no other team has so many people around the globe with the goal of making the world safer, the country stronger, and the future of the communities even better. If you're looking to secure a future, ask yourself, what's your warrior? And go to goarmy.com, Philadelphia, to find out. To learn more, contact your local Army recruiter and find us on social media at Army Team Mid-Atlantic. So ladies and gentlemen, it has been a blast. I've had a great time here on the night with you, Seymour, casting over some fantastic Call of Duty matches. Any final thoughts here before we end up throwing things away?
Honestly, not too many final thoughts. We had a lot of close games. It was an excellent job from every team that put their work in tonight, and I can't wait to see them next week in this tournament as well. Hopefully, I'll get to cast that one, possibly alongside you as well. But for tonight, I mean, we can look towards the future tournaments. We can look towards whatever, but that has to be it for tonight. So from myself, Seymour, and Visions alongside me, I just want to wish everyone a good night, and we'll see you all later.